Hi guys. As many of you know, as pretty much everybody knows, Stan Lee passed away yesterday, and I just wanted to make a video with some of my thoughts and thank yous. Stan Lee passing away is something that feels like a blow to the comic book industry. Um, and the idea of a world without Stan Lee is weird to think about. And I knew it was coming. The man was 95 years old, you know. But it's still weird to think about that he's not going to be around for any more conventions, any more interviews. Um, it's just very tough to think about that. But I think the one thing that Stan would say, and I think that we can all say proudly, is that his work will live on. And his work will live on not only with the characters he's created, but just with his enthusiasm for the medium. The thing that got me into really making comics and wanting to make comics is I rented the video version of How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, which Stan, of course, was in. And I remember sitting and trying to draw and doing a terrible job of doing that, but that was the start. That was the start. And that was probably late elementary school, early middle school. I can't remember exactly, but it was for a Blockbuster, so you can tell how long ago that was. um, and that's when he became my hero. My first hero, I would honestly say. And someone that I said when I grow up, I want to be like him. I want to create characters. I want to tell great stories. I want to do it in comics. He's inspired so many people, not just comic creators, but creative people in music, theater, movies. Anyone who can come up with an imaginative idea, he's helped. His enthusiasm for the industry took it from the pits of entertainment to now we have movies. The biggest movies being made are based on his characters or characters that were made in the universe that he helped create. Starting, of course, with the Fantastic Four. People always wonder why I have such an affinity for the Fantastic Four. It's where it all started. It was the beginning of the Stan and Jack collaboration, the beginning of the Marvel Universe. I'm so glad to have them back, and I've enjoyed Stan Slott's run so far. But to go back to Stan, me, like so many countless others, never got to meet him, say thank you, shake his hand. Again, Excelsior with him. But I hope that he knows that there are so many people that he never got to meet that he really touched in so many different ways. Whether through his comics, through interviews, through anything. He really did make an impact in our lives. And whether you're someone who's been working for Marvel and DC for the past 30 years or someone who's just made their first independent self-published comic, you were influenced. They're all influenced by Stan Lee. Whether you like his characters or not, the fact that you're just making comics in an industry that could have well gone away if that wasn't for him, made it cool to like comics in the 60s. It's because of him. And I know with a lot of people, they see Stan Lee and they think, well, he didn't give enough credit to some of his artists. And there is some validity to that. But I think you also have to say that with all that being said, it's to the point now where you have to say he still was there on the front lines, coming up with ideas, creating characters, and pushing his idea forward that we need to make characters that are relatable and make characters that our readers will be able to see themselves in. He tackled topics that weren't tackled in the 60s. Creating the Black Panther, the first black superhero, at least as far as I know, in the mainstream, in the pages of the Fantastic Four. Taking on racism, bigotry, sexism in the pages of X-Men. To the simple idea of taking on the idea that even to the idea of with great power comes great responsibility. That if you have the power to do something, If you have the ability to do something, to use it for good. Endless people have used that quote. Politicians, world leaders, senior quotes. Whatever it is, with great power comes great responsibility. And Stanley had a lot of power. And I believe he used a lot of that for good. And taking on issues that he firmly believed in, that he had to talk about from Stan's soapbox. It's hard here to think back on someone that I've never met and feel this emotional about it. But to really think about how much he gave to me without even knowing him, it's crazy. So really all I can say is thank you, Stan. For the characters that you created, for putting the drive into me to be a part of this industry that I love, and to continue to being an advocate for it and trying to make it better. Thank you, Stan. Excelsior. Thanks, guys.